What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Food by Scoob. I'm Scoob. Today we will be making pizza, but instead of making a normal pizza crust, we will be using focaccia bread as the crust. Now, this will be a two-part in one episode. You can just make the focaccia and just eat it as is, but to me, as like always, I find different variabilities and flexibilities with using things and working in a restaurant. Sometimes when you need to make pizza and you only got 48 hours or 72 hours, making a focaccia and using this as a base makes a great pizza. So also what is also going to be with the pizza is we will be making a white sauce, which will be a provolone cream sauce, and then the toppings will be shredded leg of lamb, which also has different properties and useful outside of pizza. And we're going to top it with some mushrooms. We're going to use some beach mushrooms and some maitake mushrooms. Going to make a great pizza. And the topping for the cheese will be a combination of smoked mozzarella and fontina cheese. So let's start making some pizza and some bread. So first you're off with sugar, water heated to 130 degrees. The reason why sugar is used in most bread recipes is because of the store-bought yeast. It has a long shelf life, but it's also very dormant. So sugar acts as a fuel source to help jumpstart the fermentation. You let this wait for between 5 minutes, and then if you have a stand mixer, you can skip this whole hand making process by starting on low for 5 minutes and then finish it off at a medium speed for 10 minutes. Now, if you feel like your dough board isn't forming properly, there's two things. You might have measure wrong, or the fact is though is that it could be not the right ideal temperature and the humidity could be too high or low. So just add enough flour just to get it into the dough ball. So once you get it to a point where it starts to rebound, you can proof this now. In the next look, you will see that my dough is kind of stiff and lacking because I proofed it overnight for 8 hours. You don't have to do that. You can do it for 4 hours and just put it onto a sheet tray, cover it in a warm spot. And sometimes the warm spot is not in the kitchen. It could be near a dining room or like a window where there is like a good pocket of heat, and that will also allow the fermentation. Also, I also added the salt at the end of the kneading, and that is because I find out from bakers that salt actually doesn't help the yeast ferment and is actually as a deterrent. As much as we like flavor, it's kind of like in high heat. So after a few hours, you can see it has expanded nice by twice. So then afterwards, I'll do my favorite part, which is I will put my fingers and get the grooves of what is in a focaccia. I'm using olive oil, which is preferred, and then I'll bake it at 400 degrees for between 10 and 12 minutes. I use a cake tester to test it. And also, if you have a cookie sheet or a wrestling rack, that is perfect, because once the bread is done, you can put it onto the wrestling rack or cookie tray, and this will help the bread cool. So for the braised lamb, we are going to do a white sofritto. Italians, they also use the sofritto. It's under two types, a white and a red sofritto. It's different from the Hispanic sofritto. A white sofritto is celery, onions, and garlic, while a normal sofritto is carrots, celery, onions, and garlic. Sofritto is commonly used in bolognese or anything that is braised meats, for instance, lamb. So right now I am small dicing celery and a white onion, and then afterwards I will begin to sweat it in a Dutch oven, and I will let that go on low for about 6 to 8 minutes. In case some people don't know, sweating is the complete opposite of sauteing, which is just high heat, fast, and over with. Also, when you are sweating, I like to add the garlic in last, just because garlic will burn easily, and I'm showing you from a translucent standpoint. Now, next for like the lamb, I am going to be breaking it down into fifths, and that is just to allow the braising process to happen. I am keeping the seasoning very simple with salt and black pepper, and that is because I will be braising it in chicken stock. Now, if you don't have chicken stock, then you can go to your supermarket. I would prefer to get anything that is low on sodium, so bone broth, chicken broth, anything that you like. Just to do, the fact is though is that we can't taste the sodium, and with the amount of cheeses that is going into this pizza, you will run the risk of having a very salty pizza, and you won't understand why, and that's because of the pre-made broths that has a lot of sodium in it. And then the next, so you see I got my handy dandy truffle Old Faithful cast iron, which I am searing the lamb in. And the little thing I said that you could do this in one pan. You can also do this in one pan, but I have a purpose for this, and that purpose is for the mushroom. So once I get a nice sear on both sides, I will put it into the Dutch oven with the white sofrito, and I am adding a quart of chicken stock, and that is enough to cover. And I will put this on a low heat between 4 and 5 hours since you're braising it. So after 5 hours, as you can see, the lamb is tender, it's falling off, delicious. So for the mushroom, my time is very easy to clean. You just cut off the roots and parts, the same as the beachy mushrooms. Afterwards, I will use the pan that I used. I got some of the fines and some of the fat. Add a little bit of oil, and that's how I'll start to saute off the mushroom. Then after between 5 and 6 minutes, I will season it with salt and pepper and let it go for another minute. And then afterwards, I will glaze the pan with, I think, having this sauvignon. If you have another 4 or 5 wines, like any type of red wine, you can use that. The big thing is that you add some wine, you can pour some cream if you take it off the heat, and it will give it a nice sear, nice and saltiness, and to put it aside and let it air dry. You love me the same way. Ooh. So I'm not sure how I made the cheese sauce due to the brightness of the cheese and that made it. Essentially, I did a cup of cream, turn it to simmer, turn off the heat, and then I whisk it for the provolone. Then just pour it into all of the meat that was earlier. Because of the part on baking this, just to give it the foundation. Now, as you see here, I am the lamb now. I pull some of it because it's very hot, but it will blow up that pocket that you have to look out for. The piece of like lamb that you got really wasn't fatty, so I much fat on that. After that, I will start to put on the shredded Morton and smoked mozzarella on top of that. And then afterwards, I will take the braised mushrooms and put it into the pizza oven for another 10 minutes at 350. Just like before with taking out the bread the first time, I have a rack, and then I drizzle some balsamic glaze afterwards. Boom, we have it. Show you the inside. Bread is beautifully baked. We got the Focaccia Pizza with provolone cheese sauce, mozzarella, fontina, braised lamb, roasted, sauteed mushrooms, and some balsamic fig on the side. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.